going to do a little case study. Dr. Smith has a U54 grant that requires a great deal of support in arranging travel for the project leaders from 6 universities, 5 internal research projects, to attend semi-annual progress meetings. He also is coordinating the preparation and submission of several publications and the planning of 4 separate seminars related to the grant. Do you think he can charge for administrative clerical services on this grant?
Yes.
Yes? Probably so. It depends on if he wrote it in his budget. He wrote it in his justification. He gave a good justification and allocation method on how he was going to do it. And what's the key? The sponsor has to say it's okay too, right? Because it could be that the sponsor says, yeah, no, but chances are on this one, yes. We have a 20% FTE that is sourced just specifically to this project, and she uses every bit of that time on that project. Your PI asked you to stop at Office Depot on the way to work and pick up a few of his favorite kind of ink pen. He also asked you to stop at the bakery for brownies and cookies for the lab meeting later that day. When you get to work, he tells you to turn the receipts in and charge it to his NSF grant. Do you think these are allowable charges to the sponsor project?
Well, first of all, you got to break it down. Brownies are always allowable. Okay? I'm sorry, but that's the one thing.
Brownies are not allowable. What about that ink pen? No. Why? Yeah, you can use that ink pen for anything. How does that ink pen, his favorite kind of ink pen, how does it benefit the project? Wouldn't a Bic 29-cent pen work just as well? Probably so.
What about if it's one of those more special pens that I use to write on a test tube to say what's going on with it, and it's really unique? It can still be used in the office, but I'm using it specifically for this. What would you do?
Have you got an allocation method for that?
Well, I'm charging it directly. I've got 3 of those pens, and I'm using all of them are sitting right there on the lab bench, and that's all they're used for. Nobody ever uses it for anything else. I've got a camera watching graduate students to make sure that we account for that. No,
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
That's exactly right. Do you want to have to write the justification to say, yes, I want to charge this 29-cent pen? No, you don't want to. So it's just better not to charge it to a grant. It just is.
What will you hear? They'll say, "Come on, Tim, it's just $5.79." And I turn it right back around to them and I say, "I agree. It's just $5.79. Why do I want to subject $800 million of federal money because you want to charge something for $5.79?"
Dr. Cutter invited his co-investigator on his PPG, an expert in the field of zebrafish from another university, to give a talk to your university faculty and staff about the unique discovery they've made on their project. After the seminar, Dr. Cutter and several other faculty members have dinner with the speaker at a local restaurant before his flight home. What, if any, expenses incurred can be charged to Dr. Cutter's PPG? Okay, talk about the cost of the dinner. Can any of that be charged?
Yeah, the visitor.
There you go, the visitor. The visitor's dinner can be charged. What about Dr. Cutter? He's not in travel status, is he?
Not.
He's at home. Yeah,
But
no.
it would have been rude.
Yeah. You're correct.
So-
It would have been rude for us not to take him to dinner. And if the department has the funds to do that, that's quite fine. But should the sponsor project be required to pay for Dr. Cutter's dinner?
Nope.
They're talking about grant activity.
Well, they're always talking.
You're always talking about that. Yeah.
Did you hear her comment? What if they're talking about grant opportunities or whatever? They're talking about future collaborations. I've heard that before, not at my current institution, but at other institutions. Yes, ma'am.
Can you just clarify what a PPG is?
A program project grant. It's a big grant that has several different projects all part of it.
They're humongous. They have a core, and then they have all kinds of other. They're really big.
Pardon me?
Your co-investigators travel to visit Dr. Cutter already covers on the program.
That's correct.
That's correct.
The co-investigator's travel can be charged, which means his meal would be charged, correct?
Yeah.
So that's fine for the co-investigator's travel and meals to be charged. But Dr. Cutter and the people that were in his, that are his co-investigators on campus, they're not in travel status. They're at home. So it's just like going out to dinner with a friend, only they're talking business. So no, I don't think the sponsored project should be required to have to pay that.